Yo, Elliot. Hey, we got this question from our buddy Rico from Australia. He wants to know if squats and deadlifts, because they could possibly strengthen the pelvic floor, do they support your ability to last longer in bed? Or basically, do they cure premature ejaculation? Now, before I answer this question, I know some of you guys get your panties in a bunch when Elliot answers sex questions, but you've got to realize that all this shit is interrelated, right? What's happening in your body muscularly and energetically is going to transfer into other areas of your life. So to answer a sex question doesn't mean I have to be a sex expert, right? I'm a fitness and health expert. And it all fucking relates. One piece is not in isolation of the other. This whole thing is one freaking package. So I'm gonna answer sex questions, all right? Plus they're cool. So the first thing I would do is suggest a really good book by a real sex expert that's called The Multi-Orgasmic Man. And in that book, he gives you 2 ideas to consider with regard to strengthening your ability to bone like a champ. The very first one is that you've got to relax your energy or control your energy. The energy rises in your body, the nervous energy within your body while you're about to or during the sex deed. And that is all done by breathing properly. There are several breathing techniques in this book, right? And one of them is to count your breaths. I believe it's you inhale for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, and exhale for 5 seconds as you're strokey-doking, right? And that's going to keep your energy from getting too high, because that's really what the premature ejaculation is. It's you're also fucking excited that you let go way too early. So controlling your energy. But the other one is related to your assumption, and is that there are muscles that can be strengthened and that you can control with your mind in order to not leak out so freaking quick, right? Because you want to bone, the whole thing is narcissistic, right? It's because like sex feels good regardless. I mean, you want to bone and you want to let out. But the thing is, you want to make sure your lady is enjoying herself too, right? You don't want your woman to be like, what the fuck? This nigga, he busted within 1 minute. He got inside me and he was a 2-pound chump, right? That's how women talk. You don't want her to say that. So you want to save face a little bit. So you want to let that stroke last long enough so that she could have a pleasurable experience also, right? So you can also strengthen the pelvic floor. Now, squats and deadlifts, the way they're done by most people, are not going to strengthen the pelvic floor because most people don't know how to do that Kegel type exercise that I described, or technique that I've described in other videos. Other videos I talk about drawing your belly button in and sucking your anus up. I've said this in other videos. They call this a root lock. Right? You've been following me for some time, you know that I've described this. It's that root lock. You're doing like a tummy vacuum. If you do that while you're squatting and deadlifting, like I do, you're gonna strengthen the pelvic floor, the muscles associated with holding your jizz back. But your best bet is to focus on strengthening that exercise those muscles by itself with exercises like Kegel exercises. I can tell you one technique that was used in the book, but I would invite you to go get the freaking book. The author describes how when you're pissing, there are a couple things that he tells you to do, but I think one of them is to get on your toes. I don't know why. It tells you to get on your toes. And then as you're pissing, right, break up the stream every once in a while. So say like a piss that lasts like 30 seconds, right? Granted, you didn't get trashed the night before and you're pissing for 4 minutes straight, right? If you're pissing for 30 seconds, every 5 or 10 seconds, right? Every 5 seconds you piss, stop midstream. When you're stopping midstream, you're pulling that pelvic floor in, that basin, right? Of the pelvis. You're sucking it in, you're pulling it in, and that's what's causing you to stop that stream. It's the same muscles that you're activating when you're trying to stop the piss stream that you're going to activate before letting your jizz squirt, right? Before you skeet all over the place, right? So you're gonna wanna make sure that you practice that exercise. There are a ton of them in there. In fact, the reason why the book is called Multi-Orgasmic Male is because he goes on to describe how you want to actually hold your jizz. You don't want to let it out every single time, but you still want to achieve orgasm. And as a male, there's a way to do this. And that's what the whole freaking book is about. I can tell you, I haven't mastered that one yet, but It's an interesting concept based on old, like ancient, 1,000-year-old tantric and Taoist sex scientist techniques. All fascinating shit, whether you want to believe it or not. Check it out, enjoy, and let me know if that stroke is improved with these techniques. Good luck. Yo, Elliot.